tsebahala ka yona ntho SABC hore re fana ka lerato so sekhaya.
After all is said and done, the question still stands. Do you think we need to formalize the music industry in South Africa?
Interesting insight compiled by our producer Azaria Koza. Sithi yalalage enakwaba bathe bawongwa phakwi Metro FM Awards. Looks like Mzansi has, the energy, has the vibe and the talent to help us unpack this discussion. In studio, we are joined by Mgiftos ZA, who is a musician. Alongside him is Nobambo Kotuka, who is a general manager of the client services department at Samrose. Lady and gents, welcome to Expressions.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
It's actually Giftos SA.
Giftos SA, yes.
So South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. I mean, reflecting on the insight, we were there at the Metro FM Awards. Really, Mzansi has talent, has the energy, has the vibe, and all it takes to represent the global stage. But it's so sad when we see our musicians online, Mekhala, Bekteli donations, while they are filling it up in the music industry, but their bank statements are not reflecting what we see. What is happening in our industry?
Kolosa, Manditi Kala, the music industry is quite vast, and within the industry there's different stakeholders, right? So our role is SAMRO to ensure that those bank accounts are full of money. So we administer performing rights on behalf of composers, authors, and publishers, right? And what we do is the Southern African Music Rights Organization, SAMRO. We license music users who use music for public broadcast, such as yourselves, as SABC, radio, television, restaurants, hotels, any place which you could think of whereby music is played for public broadcast. So our role is to then collect those license fees, right? And then we distribute them to the correct right holders as the form of royalties, which Umgift SA, if he is a SAMRO member, then he will receive those royalties every time his music is played. So that is our role. And I would say, when it comes to our portion within the South African music industry, we can sit here and say that one is formalized, because we are collective management organizations under the CZEC body, which is an international body that is SAMRO, Capaso, and SAMPRA falls under. So from that portion, we ensure that music creators, they receive their royalties.
Music creators receive their royalties. And with you, you're a musician. You've worked with legends. You've worked with O.M. Tuda. You've worked with Jelig. And, many other artists like Bamelo M. And I do want to understand, from what you're saying, when as an artist, would you say that you are satisfied in the music industry that has repaid your work?
I'm going to start with the words, Roguti. When I grew up, I used to think that being on TV, is a hard job, or TV, TV. So to everyone out there, it's possible to make it and also be in this comfortable seat that I'm in. Keep pushing, Buffet, to keep grinding. It's gonna happen. If not today, tomorrow. If not even tomorrow, in the future, it will happen. I go by the name of Giftos. They say the hitmaker of Students Land, the Phantoms, and a whole lot of hit songs. So from what Mama explained, or the way she explained it, I'm gonna break it down from the top. So as she said, SAMRO just does whatever it does, but you as an artist have to register yourself or register with them. Same thing with Capaso, Risa, Sampra, and a whole lot of companies that work with that. Then there are also distributions or distribution companies that work in the same form of Samra, but in a different space. So a distribution company works with your Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Deezer, YouTube, you name it. So now there's also an artist, a record label, a distribution company, a publishing company, so on and so on.
Take us through your process as an artist. Did you go through the registration? How was the experience for you?
For me, I started doing music a long time ago, but I started I got the chance to be in the same rooms with big artists when 2020, when it was COVID. So with that experience, I walked into the room. I was like, okay, this is dope, and I felt blessed to even be in that room. So I don't think there's time, man, in studio to ask for split sheets, contract, artist feature contract. And that time I was not even well informed about the business side of music. I was just a kid from Etzakane, East Rand, thinking that, you know what, now that I'm here, that means it's time for me to work harder and get myself to the top.
Yeah. I mean, there seems to be a lack of education among artists, especially when it comes to registration process. You know, we are shuguti, you know, Usugeletakane, Ufunuk Boba, I mean, the big artists. I mean, look at the likes of Uzahara Mehesol, rest in peace. I mean, from the rural Eastern Cape, a 23-year-old who was spotted by, you know, this big record label. But unfortunately, along the way, Zikone Zindo, Akala Zangazo. You understand? So, I mean, as a Samro, are you responsible to sort of bring education to artists when it comes to Izinto Zama registrations, royalties, all the sheets that are needed?
Oh, yes. So you'll see if you visit our website, we have a repository of information that actually details all of this thing and breaks it down for our music creators, right? And furthermore, what we'll do is SAMRO will email members as if he becomes a SAMRO member, you become a prospective member. From a prospective member, then it means that your music has not earned, right, any royalties, you're a prospective member. Once you earn 100 rands or more in royalties, then you become an associate and a full member of SAMRO. But of course, there's a pointing system and a promotion and an election process that happens in order for you to be a full member of SAMRO. So what we do with those members, we continuously try, and you'll see us on social media, we go in different provinces across the country. But you have to also understand when I call Suguti, there's a gap when it comes to our education system, is that some of these discussions should not be happening when gift is trying to be a music creator. This information should be readily available throughout the country, like any other information in the country, right, whereby you need to know. So what we've done is because we've identified the gap and we see the gap of educational knowledge and lack of information in the industry. For our CSI projects, we even have the Academy, a partnership with the Academy Sound of Engineering. We've got a partnership with Soul Candy, so that we take our members to, they apply, then there's a whole, what you call a selection process, adjudication, and then they take place and we
speaking
award.
of that, Giftos, I mean, what's your take on formalizing the music industry, whereby, you know, as artists, you have this trade union whereby it's collective, you are able to sort of, you know, rights way. What's your take on that? Yeah,
I feel like it could work and it could help a lot of creatives, because the word artists makes us look like we are steels or wood or whatsoever. We're human beings as well. And we also have families, where some of us even have kids. Some of us even blow up at a later stage, you understand? So imagine blowing up at 35, and that time you blow up, you're under a label. With that label, you're getting paid. You're not getting your full percentage of whatever you're supposed to be getting. Because with being under a label, you're not your own boss. You're working for a company. So we understand and you're not getting robbed. You're getting paid what you signed up for. So that's the difference between les and les. Now, obviously, I learned these things endlily. So continue to find out that no, you are also the responsible for knowing all these things. And now,
so now that you know, you'll definitely do better. And I mean, it looks like it's music. And if it's music, you know, make sure that it pays you back. We continue with the discussion. Make sure that you interact with us on our social media platforms. When we come back, we will catch up with Azaria at the Urban Music Awards. Don't move a muscle. You're watching Expressions.